the most non-PG ass kicker of the PG era, Brock Lesnar, the one in 21-1 or 22-1. I really wish Bray Wyatt had went over, but let's move on from that. Brock Lesnar. This guy is possibly the most athletically gifted brute force I've ever seen. Like I one time saw WrestleMania 19 and I saw him do that shooting star press and I was like, he can fly? He can do a obviously light I knew he suffered a concussion, but he can do that? I never pictured guys have his size and weight being able to do those kind of moves, but guys like Kevin Owens proved me wrong. They clearly can show, yeah, they may be big, but they can do the lightweight stuff. And that's certainly impressive, and that's a talent right there. What aggravates me is his part-time status. Like, normally there has to be a legitimate reason to me that there has to be a reason, okay, why is he part-time? And I know the phrase a special attraction, yeah, I get that, but I'm talking about more like why does he want to be part time, not like why does the company want part time? For Undertaker, it's actually very reasonable. Undertaker's health is failing and whatnot. He's not really in the same prime as he was back then. He's had numerous surgeries on him, and he has what, like possibly a few years left in the tank. WWE wants to showcase him enough, but not too much. Have him go ahead and wrestle only at WrestleMania because he's not just for his health's sake, but for because he's also a big attraction. But if Undertaker requests it, they'll let him do more dates if he wants to, which he certainly is going to be doing soon. But Brock Lesnar, from what I've gathered, all I know is that the reason why he doesn't do full time is because he doesn't like the schedule. Okay, and like you're not injured. I'm like, this isn't UFC where you have a few months, whereas, and I can't believe I'm using him again, John Cena, you said this, comes for one fight every so often, but the WWE, that's a full-time schedule to me. Like, Austin even said, heck, I got 2 years left in the tank, I can do full-time if he wanted to. But he doesn't want to do it because he wants to be pain free. But Brock Lesnar, he never gave a legitimate reasoning for us to say, oh yeah, now we get it. Unless he had some sort of condition that said it, then that would make more sense. Or he had the same status as The Undertaker, which honestly is most likely never going to happen because he's on a part-time schedule. But here's the thing. I thought, well, the part-time status could work since he has Paul Heyman being his voice. Brock Lesnar, honestly, is not... Okay, I'm going to be honest, I really think Brock Lesnar is underrated on the mic. He can actually do a strong presence when given the opportunity, and he can certainly deliver, except when he wars. Like, oh my god. It sounded like an eagle stubbed its toe. Like, oh god, that war, but 2 years back was so bad. It sounded more like a stubbed toe streak than it was a war. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, oh, we're supposed to take him seriously now? Okay, I got ya. Even though he beat up Mark Henry like 5 times already. Seriously, are they ever going to do a match? Just to get this over with? But moving on. But it seems more like Brock Lesnar has been working more dates. Like he's somewhat part-time, but at the same time he's somewhat full-time lately. And that's certainly, that's a nice change of pace. I mean, like, but he's just, like, I always make jokes saying, here you will see the Brock Lesnar coming out of his natural cave habitat. Every so often, he feasts on only the best he deems are worthy to challenge him in his throne. Just last year, he had recently conquered the Undertaker, a unique creature of unstoppable proportions. However, the beast somehow managed to tame this creature, and whatnot, etc. Yeah, I know I sound like an animal zoologist there, but that's how I always felt like. Like, this is the animal kingdom, and Brock Lesnar steps out every so often to hunt for its prey. And I even go ahead and say, okay, come in, look intimidating, collect paycheck, repeat. That's basically his motto. Eat, sleep, look intimidating, get paycheck, repeat. And maybe do a match. Like, it's just hilarious. Like, I can make so many jokes regarding Brock Lesnar and his contract status, but he's probably getting the biggest heist of the century right there. He's being paid from from our latest check was $3 million a year, and he's pretty much being told, okay, Brock Lesnar, you get to stay home with your wife Sable, and we'll only call you if we need you, and mostly we'll have you only for WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and maybe another pay per view, but we really don't know on that. And like, okay, I gotta be honest, if I was Brock Lesnar, I would take that deal. I mean, like, I would take that deal. Like, being paid to sit at home pretty much. Do whatever I want. So long as it's not like Hulk Hogan's incident that happened today at the time of this video. Which I'll say I do not feel sorry for a variety of reasons. But Brock Lesnar is athletically gifted. He certainly showed it, and they always boasted on TV. NCAA, WWE, UFC, New Japan, like all those talents and achievements. Yeah, they're certainly worth recognizing, and it certainly have shown he's very gifted and athletic. And I really love his F5. Like, it's just devastating. It looks painful, and his style is very stiff. That's my one major complaint other than his part-time status. His style is very stiff, which is why I always forbid ever wanting to see Daniel Bryan for his neck reasons, and since the WWE has a fetish, pretty much, for having the heel always beat the guy up in his injured area where he just recently got repaired, and also The Undertaker, like what happened at WrestleMania 30, which is why I just hope The Undertaker survives the next encounter and doesn't end up like last time. And if it was Daniel Bryan, I would be screaming, no! I don't want to see that match. I want Bryan to live or not get paralyzed. Please. Think with your mind for a second if this is really a good idea. Okay, there's also, let's see, F5, Shooting Star Press, German Suplex. I really love the Suplex City style stuff that he's been doing lately, ever since WrestleMania 31 with his match at Roman Reigns. Like, it's just hilarious. Suplex City, and then I start making other moveset names, like Kevin Owens, Powerbomb City, let's see, Cesaro, Swing City, and all that. It's just so entertaining to see Lesnar, and everything he does just feels so natural to him. Like he's at home where he likes to be. I don't know how to explain it. Like, and I gotta give credit. He's a beast, honestly, for having to survive diverticulitis, especially even going to work injured with it. Like, man, that's surprisingly badass. Yet also dangerous. And his okay, like I'm saying, like I find him very underrated on the mic. Like I get why he's on the mic. You can't really imagine a guy of his size and appearance to sound a little light voiced a bit at times. But when he's allowed to speak and actually can go deeper, it actually is entertaining to see him talk when he's not with Paul Heyman. Like his calling out Seth Rollins saying, "I'm here to fight, baby," which I'm going to question what is with the constant saying a baby on that promo. I was thinking Justin Bieber must be laughing right now at WWE, especially Roman Reigns, since he even said baby girl. My God, that was such a horrible promo on that part. But moving on. But his promo with CM Punk, that was entertaining. His call out of Seth Rollins, that was entertaining, even though I keep saying the baby part was really unnecessary. Let's see. There's also his somewhat promo with The Undertaker. Like, he cut a promo with The Undertaker. It was somewhat entertaining. It's just hard to really picture Paul Heyman in the ring not talking, and Brock Lesnar's there and he's talking. It's hard to picture that, and he did somewhat well on that, but really I would have just let Paul Heyman speak for me on that. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.